Nurse Susan, obsessed with matters of the heart. Paul and Dee, who reminded us of our former innocence. Once we all had prided ourselves for our boundless energy. We were a people who believed in fun, joy. Yet here we were, knocked out of commission by a few man-made thunderclaps, of such magnitude that even the communists in the North Pole had come unglued. The nurse virtually turned our bodies inside out, going the distance to make an in-depth study of the diseases that made cancer cure seem like child play. In any doctor's profession, a horrendous curse of unspeakable diagnostic nightmares. We submitted to everything. Intensive body scans, electro and chemotherapy, holistic medicine, old wives' remedies, and all sorts of quackery. But none of that really concerned us. The real challenge was to outlive the food supplies. Much in our favor, we never gave up on the pursuit of happiness, although the limitations were many. Our bodies were dictating that we go around in circles, or our minds were craving to cha-cha and do the twist. For some reason, ecstasy always resulted in defeat and collapse. Beautiful Penelope, imprisoned and displayed like a computer game, programmed by Tommy, who believed in discipline.
Something below the surface, deep inside me, that makes me nervous.
Something below the surface, makes me nervous.
Ironically, our generation was much better equipped to live through this calamity than all who had gone before us. In the me decade, we had been led to believe that by looking inward, we would discover that the true meaning of life could be found within oneself. That the only way to experience life at its fullest is to exclusively live for the here and now. Easy does it. One day at a time. This is it. Every day in every way, I'm getting better.
Living and dreaming, dying and screaming, living and dreaming.
in the end, the spell was always broken, as we were cast in scenes of horror. Sadly, by now, there was even a loyal audience that congregated much the same as the eager fans of an obscure midnight movie, of which the plot invariably was yet another version of humans turned into mutants, by a force so devastatingly gross that everyone tried their hardest to not even guess at its origins. At one occasion, I shared my last intimate moment with Sheila, who had visions of her own imminent death. Nobody before us experienced such a visually well-monitored way of dying.
I tried to sleep, and I tried to dream. I toss and I turn. I'm in a cold sweat. My heart is pounding in my brain. I wanna hurt. I wanna hurt. I wanna hurt. I wanna hurt.
The government had figured that the price our country would ultimately have to pay was in the order of 20 million casualties. Considering, though, that now there's a population of just 1, this obviously was a gross miscalculation. When we entered the vault, Sheila was a few steps behind me, quickly checking her makeup. And that proved the difference between life and death.
Take me away. There's no reason why I should be made to stay. I want to be dead, so I can have all the things that I've never had. I'm heaven bound, not to worry, my spirit will still be undone. I'm dying for the grace, but when the world comes of age, I will rise from the flames. A ghost, I am not just a woman adrift in her own life.
And thus everything had ended more or less like it began. Just as the inception of life is instigated by one lonely sperm cell amongst millions, the age-old rule of the survival of the fittest had singled out this one average Joe as the sole survivor of what should have been the greatest show on earth.